I do want to preface this by these questions and the possible answers to these questions don't mean necessarily that you should or shouldn't sell. They could impact your decision if you're trying to decide if you should or should not sell, but you may have to sell, right? Sometimes you just don't have a choice. You need to make that move. You need to sell your home. So if you are in this situation, or if you're on the fence, this still applies. These are simply questions that you should ask yourself just so you're fully prepared or can make the best decisions when those times arise. Now, the first question is very simple, and we kind of covered this a little bit in past videos, but what home is your price range in, and what market does that put you in? Here's what I mean. If you're selling in the low price ranges, if your home's around that $200,000 to $300,000 mark, versus is your home in the $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 mark. Those two markets are going to be completely different. When you get above that $450,000 mark, you are going to have a much more difficult time selling your home. Even if you have a great agent or anything, it will be harder. It will require more marketing. Now, obviously, a good agent, good marketer, or if you're selling on your own, if you apply good marketing, it will make it sell faster for sure, but it will still be much more difficult than, say, a $250,000 home, which you can basically just put on the market with zero marketing. Just put it on Zillow, the MLS, boom, you get offers in the first week. That's typically how it goes, because in those lower price ranges, again, we have a strong seller's market because there's so many buyers, but once you get up in higher price ranges, there are not near as many buyers. So that's just something to keep in mind to make sure you're prepared. Is this home going to take this much time to sell or this much time to sell? If you're in the higher price ranges, I would prepare not only a strong marketing plan, which we'll cover in another question slightly in a minute, but also just keep in mind that it could take over a month or even 2 months to sell or more, depending on levels of marketing and just kind of the flukes of the market at that point in time, just to be prepared mentally and monetarily for the additional length it might take to sell that home.